SS2 Gohan, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Who's the real beast? Let's talk about it. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and liking my videos as it really helps the channel out. The purpose of this channel is to have awesome conversations. I like wrestling, pop culture, anime, and more. So if you like any of these, consider subscribing. Thanks. So Broly versus Gohan. Who really would win this fight if we were to pair them up? So on this video, I wanted to do a quick little fun discussion on who really more than likely would win this battle. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I think there's some interesting feats that are worth covering about each character. And I know Broly's a very beloved character. I know Gohan's also a huge beloved character. So I thought this would be fun from two total badasses. So I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it. Now, specifically for this video, I'm covering the SS2 Teen Gohan from the Cell games, even though he's really not a teen, but that's the Gohan that I'm talking about. And then I'm looking at Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan from the first Broly movie in the original Dragon Ball Z series. Even though it's its own continuity, again, this is just for fun. And I'm specifically looking at the first one because in that first movie, even though again they're different continuities, it can be argued that it's around the same time frame. And you know, for fun, if you really wanted to try to fit it into the canon, so to speak, you could potentially try squeezing it in between the 10 days where Cell gives them to the train. So I wanted to look at some of their feats because I think there's, you know, one or two feats that we can look at that might give us a good little indication on who probably would win this fight. Now, when it comes to Teen Gohan, I think, you know, he speaks for himself, right? There's a lot of things I can talk about, but specifically I wanted to talk about his feat against the Cell Juniors because if you think about it, Broly has a similar feat where he's fighting all the Z Warriors all at once. And they're both pretty cool scenes. I mean, Gohan straight up annihilates the Cell Juniors. Broly is straight up annihilating each Z Warrior. It's technically very similar in that perspective because we know that the Cell Juniors are a bit stronger than the Z Warriors because in the Cell games, the Cell Juniors have no issue with Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo, which are all really strong characters. Gohan beats 7 of these guys with ease. And then you got Broly, who's taking on 5 of these Z Warriors. Again, similar strength and power. So I think it's a good little comparison. Now, in terms of which feat looks more impressive to me, and again, this is just my opinion, please feel free to comment what you think. I really love discussing this topic. It's just fun. Again, different continuity, but we can make an argument that the Cell Juniors are actually stronger than the Z Warriors because Trunks and Vegeta both know their Super Saiyan Grade 2 and Grade 3 forms. So we know that they're probably around the same power that they were in the Cell games. Maybe a little bit weaker, maybe a little bit stronger, but around the same. And here you have Broly, you know, beating all 5 of these guys. I mean, Vegeta, he basically beats him with one attack or one choke or whatever that was. But when it comes to Gohan, I mean, Gohan straight up annihilates 7 of these. So even though they're both impressive, I would have to give the slight edge to Gohan on this one. I mean, Gohan didn't even really have to move. I mean, yeah, Broly, you could tell, wasn't really trying either, but I mean, Gohan just just straight up annihilates all these guys with 1 to 2 blows max. There was even an error in the anime where they accidentally did 1 extra Cell Junior, so technically he did 8. So yeah, I mean, I would really just have to give this feat to Gohan on this one as far as being more impressive. Now, another thing that we can kind of look at is their power. Now, we don't have their power level. We don't know exactly where they would stack up number-wise. The only number given to us in the Broly movie is that Broly as a child was, you know, at 10,000, which again is really impressive, but it doesn't do anything for us, you know, when he's an adult and to compare it versus SS2 Gohan. But what we can do is we can talk a little bit about Cell. Now, Cell doesn't really factor too much into this battle, but he kind of just helps us exemplify Gohan's energy and power level, just to kind of tell us more or less how much power we're talking here. Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, is an actual form. It actually does come out in the official Dragon Ball material, so it is an actual form. And obviously the SS2 transformation is an official form as well. It's a 100 times multiplier from base form, where SS1 is a 50 times multiplier. So when Gohan's fighting Cell, it's stated in the manga, or at least hinted, that Gohan is around the same level of power as Goku, or maybe a little bit stronger. Both of them being in their Super Saiyan Grade 4 forms, which are both really good forms and really impressive forms. Now, Cell, we don't know how strong he is, because again, we don't have any numbers or anything like that. But we can make a little approximation. We can deduce that Cell is maybe giving it about 50% against Goku and Gohan, because Gohan again was very even to Goku. I would honestly argue he was probably a little bit stronger, but that's just me. But whatever, let's just say they're around the same. Cell was a bit tired from his fight with Goku, but you can tell he wasn't even concerned or even scared at the fact that Gohan might actually be a bit stronger than Goku. So that tells me, with that level of confidence, that Cell was holding back at least half his true power, which is why I say that I think Cell was using about 50% of his full power against Goku and against Gohan in the first initial fight. So when Gohan goes SS2, that would have multiplied whatever he's at SS1 by 2, which is 100 times base, therefore doubling his power of SS1. But we know that he got a lot stronger than that, because that would have just put him at even ground with Perfect Cell. But we know that he reached a power far above that, because Cell just had no chance against him in that form. So this is where we can deduce that Gohan just reaches a power far above what the regular SS2 form can provide him. And really, that's what we're going to be looking at and trying to see, is that power enough to beat Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan? Now, in terms of Broly and how strong he is, there's a couple things we can look at. For instance, there's a scene where he mentions to everybody that his power is overflowing, where to me, I took that as an indication as Broly actually does have limits, meaning he can be beat. That doesn't mean his power is unlimited. He's basically saying that whatever his limit is, he's generating so much power that it's spilling out of that limit. Now, Goku's the one that ends up beating Broly. He does it with one punch after gaining the power of all the Z-Warriors that are there. Basically, each Z-Warrior gives their energy so that it can give Goku a higher level of power, and he's able to do it. Now, we don't know how much stronger Goku becomes, but at the very least, we can say that he's obviously stronger than he was before, which was him at his Super Saiyan Grade 4 power. So that would put him, I would say, anywhere from that point to maybe Super Saiyan 2 kind of level of power. And when I say Super Saiyan 2 level of power, I mean his own multiplier, like if he were to reach Super Saiyan 2. Now, although we don't know how much power Goku really has, we can still compare it and look at it as an overall feat. Going back to Gohan, I think Gohan takes it. He can clearly beat Broly no problem, in my opinion, because we already know that Gohan was about 50% of Cell's strength back in the Cell games. So if he would have gotten SS2, that would have, obviously multiplied him by 100 base or times 2 in Super Saiyan, which therefore technically would have made him equal to Perfect Cell. But we know that's not the case. We know that he annihilates Perfect Cell like nothing. So we know that he got a boost way above just a regular SS2 transformation like I discussed earlier. When we look at Goku, he was able to beat Broly with, again, if we want to play devil's advocate, with a power that was almost considerable to his SS2 power, or what he could have gained as an SS2. But you have to imagine, you have Gohan over here with his SS2 transformation on top of his rage boost. I think he could just do the same to Broly and beat him with one punch, and probably with a lot less effort. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you think? I like to go over these facts. I think I chose two pretty good feats that we can kind of discuss and have some fun with. But at the end of the day, I want to know what you guys think. Please feel free to comment in the section below. I just want to read what everyone thinks and tell me, who do you think would win this? Again, this is for fun. Hope you had a good ride, and I'll catch you on the next one.